Welcome, folks. It's Top Gun here, and I got a good one for you tonight. Actually, going live. It's been a while, but I've got a new project. That's usually when I go live, is because I've got an interview tonight. Something I actually feel a little bullish about. But of course, in proper style, I'm going to pick on them fully. So joining us is Basketball. We'll see if he wants to go with doxing himself and giving a real name. But for the purpose of this interview, it's Basketball from the Mooch Film LLC or slash the firstnamesfilms.com. Man, I hope Terry Parker or Matt Stone are watching this one. Yeah, I actually put that in the credits here. Yeah, I can't believe I'm interviewing somebody named Basketball. This is so credible. You guys should so put your money in these things. I'm not a financial advisor, by the way. All right. So, yeah, we're going to take a look at this new project and see some utility NFTs, maybe. May breathe some extra jazz into Pulse. I got some thoughts on that. So, for right now, let's go ahead and bring him in. Welcome, Basketball.
Pleasure to be here. And it's 1998. Gosh dang it. I I fact checked myself after you gave me crap about it.
Nice. Very, very nice. All right. So yeah, we're gonna just dive into some questions today. So welcome to the channel, and yeah, I'm not even sure. There was somewhere I used. Oh yeah, we've got 3 whole viewers right now. It's excitingly popping right now to start.
Hey, build and they will come. This will have mass rewatchability. You know what? I'll post this link in the. I'll put it in the vault and some other places.
Oh, see, we're already up to 5. I'm not too worried about it. My live streams usually strangely get up to like 30, but it's the bear market. So, I mean, it's been harder to show my channel when I'm like, yeah, we're doomed. We're going into a recession. And so, yeah, speaking of that, love or hate the FUD, we're heading into a world recession. And you want people to spend more money on rock JPEGs on some NFTs here?
Yeah, I love this. I love this question. Yes, we need more JPEGs in the world, but we need actual. But we need actual real good JPEGs is the problem. I do think that it's interesting because I do work at a hedge fund, and I talk to my portfolio manager about recessionary fears and all these sorts of things like that. But I actually think that this project is sort of an interesting one for a recessionary environment, because what your money is going towards is actually making a real movie that we're going to sell after the recession. And so you're actually sort of shielding it in a way from if you're worried about how the next XYZ is going to go. I actually think it's kind of an interesting alternative asset to park your money in. Although I'm really biased because basically my portfolio is 50% crypto, 50% movies, because I'm just I'm a legit degen.
Okay. All
and
right.
I also hate paying taxes. And when you invest in movies, you just don't pay tax. And I'm trying to bring that to, and crypto people hate paying tax. So I'm trying to bring that to the crypto world, which is what I'm doing with this whole project.
All right. All right. So basically, these are not just rock JPEGs. You're buying a share of the movie, so to speak, and that's the representation. So I think that's pretty cool. We can dive back. I think we dive a little that in the later questions. So for now, we'll just say, so yeah, if people want to get involved, they just have to sign their wealth away and their firstborn over to you. It's nothing too difficult, like just joining Telegram, right?
Yeah, maybe I start with just a little bit of summary of like what the heck I'm trying to do here.
Okay.
and then I think that'll help answer that question. So,
all right.
So what I've designed is basically a way for you to invest in my next movie through crypto, and then I airdrop to you after the film is complete an NFT that is representing your share of the movie profits that will kind of yield the movie profits, and ideally until the end of time. So that's the plan. And there are a bunch of regulatory exemptions I figured out that have made this possible. And that's part of why you need to join the Telegram. It's not a crowdfund campaign. You need to join the Telegram. You need to get to know us, and then you can decide to invest, based on that. And then we can't raise more than $1 million. Otherwise, we enter into a different regulatory system where we're no longer exempt. So there are a few structures in place that make this sort of project possible.
Okay.
and I got a Web3 lawyer who is hates my guts. So that's sort of what we're doing. Um,
All
and so
right.
yeah, if people
Beautiful.
want to get involved, sign your wealth and firstborn child over 100%. Uh,
Nice.
and yeah, join the Telegram t.me/mooch movie if you want to get to know more about the project. We have a pitch video in there from the director himself, and he put in some comp footage to get a sense of like what the film is like, and you get to know us personally. And we're holding like an AMA tomorrow where you can actually talk to the director and yourself and that sort of stuff. And we're trying to be very transparent about where every dollar is going. And our production company doesn't take a production fee. I don't take a salary from your money. I'm not buying cars with it. So we're really trying to make a really good project for the community here.
Nice. So I did ask you for the actual Telegram chat link, the t.me, but I think you forgot to send it. So maybe for our
I'm
viewers, you can
sorry.
drop that in the YouTube chat or something like
Can
that.
some of my friends in the chat drop the link in there? I see
Nice.
Chris
That
in
way,
there
that way
comments.
people can actually know where to get involved and find out some information. Because I mean, even though the laws are a little bit looser for you, you still, like other people, have to walk that fine line of securities laws, and the Telegram
right.
chat is kind of essential to that process, right?
Yeah, well, that's just basically like you get to know the community. You have to get to know the have a relationship with the investors before they invest. Kind of, it's just part of the exemption, and then dropping the asset after a year. So there's all these sort of like regulations that you try and navigate, because I'm trying not to, because I think the whole sacrifice thing is sort of a gimmick. I don't think it'll
Yeah.
necessarily hold up, and so I try and do things correctly in every sense. So that's the plan.
No, I think
But
that's a really awesome, and I do have to say that, like, so personally, my best or my most favorite investing opportunities so far have been through kind of the close community Telegram chats, getting to know a few people. I mean, I bring it up once in a while because like you're pretty lucky actually. The first interview I did with KG from Internet Money, he didn't get the safe word. There was no cheat sheet of questions beforehand. It was like throwing him into a tank of sharks, and I just started nailing him with these. So, and he's my friend. We coincidentally don't talk much since then,
I got the
no.
softball gift.
Yeah, you got the softball gift here. So, yeah, I just, because you made light of it, I was making sure that, all right, Telegram will mention that's where you can go get more details on these kind of mechanics. For now, though, as I was saying, to kind of get people to understand where you're coming from for the project here. So all my viewers are obsessed with crypto. They probably don't give a rat's ass about the movies, pardon me. That's your thing, right? You're a dev. You're not like in this for the movies, right?
So, okay, yeah, my background. So I actually have a finance background. So I basically help run the business side of the production company and the film. And then I also am very fluent in crypto, mainly just through, my own investments and things like that. I do have a dev that I consult with who's made a very similar project called the Blink List, where basically every NFT you have entitles you to 50% of their animated franchise profits. And I was actually very inspired by that model. And so I was one of he joined my Telegram, and we had a long voice call, and I was an early investor in his NFTs. And I talk with him a lot in his Discord, and he's been consulting me on the project for a long time now, just because I love that functionality. There is some things I want to do differently, though. Like I prefer an airdrop function over a claim function if you're going to distribute profits, and I can go into why that is and why you sort of have to do that on Pulse Chain. But yeah, so I'm not specifically a dev. I'm sort of just a business movie guy, producer guy.
All right, so you are in it for the movies and the production here, so that is pretty cool to me. So it's not just like some half-baked plan from a programmer. Oh, I can make a movie, but
no, we've made 3 movies before. This is just
nice.
trying to take we're trying to take this next movie to the next level, to Web3 or Film 3 if you're lurking in the film Web3 Discord world.
Okay, so I've got some questions along this line then that I'll dive deeper into. Just to read the fun one though. So the reason you change your LLC names every movie is obvious, so you can hide from past irate investors, right? This is the first film company you've ever put together. But no, this tells us you've done this 3 times. No, but yeah, so this is awesome. You've made 3 movies previously. Then there's previous work to go through. But this is the first time with crypto. Now, have the other ones all had independent names as well?
Yeah, so that's very standard in the film industry. So I don't think that there's a movie you've seen unless it's like some student film that wasn't backed by its own LLC filing. So
Okay.
every movie that you see is considered its own business, just independent business,
Ah,
which is yeah, pretty interesting.
what
And
about
so yeah.
sequels? Just curious, sequels. I don't mean to interrupt. Are they still are they their own business or are they somehow lumped in?
Yeah, I think that they are their own. They are their
Even the
own
sequels.
business, but
Okay.
there's probably some sort of connections to the previous film. So sometimes like they'll be part of the deal of the original film, like incorporation will be, rights to certain sequel, whatever. And so I think it would
Okay.
be just like a stickier, it'd be like a little bit of a messier LLC because I think it would probably come with some sort of strings based on how the original one was structured.
Okay. See, this is interesting to me. I took a little bit of business law, and I mean, until this point, I hadn't really even thought to actually look up what an LLC is. And I kind of was just thinking of you as a production company, like Bad Robot or other names you hear. It's like, yeah, we just make new companies each film. I'm like, that doesn't sound that shady. I'm just going to make fun of him.
Yeah, every movie. I don't think you've seen a movie that, and unless that they are just very incompetent, you got to build your own. You got to, and that's part of
Okay.
why, like, say that we raise a ton of money for this film. I
Hmm.
can't use it to make another movie. I need to make a new LLC. I need to go through the whole process again. So all the money for this has to just specifically go to this one film.
Okay. And so this is just standard legality, not something you've invented to
Oh
shyster
yeah,
investors. Like
no,
that's,
this is beyond standard,
yeah, no, this is
beyond
awesome to
standard.
learn. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. That is actually pretty cool to learn.
Yeah,
Um,
fun
yeah,
facts, movie making behind the scenes, if you
and
will.
I do like that stuff. I actually do. That's why I actually got pretty excited when you reached out. I was like, "Wait, a movie production company?
Yeah, and then
Cool."
yeah, we have the production company that's separate from the film LLCs. Um,
Okay,
but yeah,
nice. All right. Is that a company name that you're doxing or something that we get during the AMA, like the production
uh,
company name?
so yeah, you can dox anything. I'm also on the
Okay.
website. You can see my face. You can see my background. Just went to business school. I was most involved in my last film, Mean Spirited. I was both the bartender and one of the producer of the project, along with my partner Joe. We sort of co-produced it together, and
Nice.
he's sort of the I think of him as like the COO, and he just makes sure everything happens like in terms of on the set. Jeff is sort of the director, creative genius behind each project, and then I sort of just make sure the business side makes sense. I feel like I do the least of it, um, but someone's got to think through some of the financial side of things
Yeah.
and manage the QuickBooks.
No, everybody does their part, and I mean, like I learned a long time ago, math seemed easy to me, but to the people it's not easy to. The skills that take me 20 minutes are worth a full day's pay for them. So it's not necessarily that you're not carrying your weight. Moving along though. Question 5. All right, so we got some crypto hungry nerds out there, and you're gonna get them to put some money based in on this hype, these awesome movies you made, but they have no idea what you're making. And 9 months later, they find out they helped you make Waterworld 2.
Oh, this is a
How's this
nightmare.
work? I know, right?
Well, we try our best to communicate as much of what the vision is for this movie as we can in our Telegram. We just go in our Telegram and type in !pitch. and then the video will pop up of the director just telling you the story. And if you're really want to do your due diligence, I'll send you the script, and I'll even send you an early cut of one of my last movies, so you can just make sure it's not going to be a total disaster. So I think
Nice.
I think probably we have more track record than like any other project launching on Pulse Chain. Like, try and find a project that is launching on Pulse Chain that's like done before what they said they're going to do. Good luck.
Yeah,
They're all
no,
just
and
kind of like, yeah, we're gonna fork this, or yeah, we're gonna do this, and yeah, we've never done this before. And
well, that's where I'm
I'm
teasing
like,
you.
yeah, I've made movies before, and I'm launching a movie on Pulse Chain, so it's pretty solid, I think.
I think so. And of course, like, I'm just teasing you because you started with this talking about how transparent you guys want to be, and the AMA call that you're doing tomorrow, which I think is
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Like, that's
I
been
think
my
and
yeah.
that's sort of how I got started in this business. So I actually, my last film, I was the lead investor of the project, and
Hmm.
I basically financed it. And then I just got more and more access and more just how the business was run, and then ended up just helping more with the production company. And so we kind of just led with transparency from the very beginning with our investors. And so I'm just trying to bring that model how to more people.
Yeah, I love it because I'll tell you, as someone that's kind of new to the environment and taking the passion to YouTube about it, my favorite part and most engaging part of it has been the AMA calls. That every project that I've put up here, I've been involved with talking in the early investment strategies and planning strategies with those companies, like all the transparency. I just find it really mind blowing, and I love it. So that's part of where the SaaS comes from. Is I know there's so many people out there that just don't get it. They've got that fear in them. I'm like, all right, this is probably what you're thinking, dumb. I'll say it for you, and I'll let him just explain why you're dead wrong, and I'll look like the idiot saying it. So moving along.
I've been on some nightmare AMAs where they just get totally destroyed.
Yeah, I was on one. I will say, like, those are the ones that I haven't done interviews with, and I haven't, promoted on my channel because they're not very reassuring. All right, but enough about them. We're keeping this about you and your project. So you could just make a movie and distribute the profits the traditional way, as you have the past 3 times, but you're choosing crypto. Was this just because it was trending, right?
Yeah, that's why we're all in this, right? We're all in this because it's trending.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I thought about this, and I'll tell you that I'm a big believer in basically cryptocurrency and the blockchain replacing legacy finance.
Mhm.
So you see Uniswap basically doing what giant behemoth broker companies do, but with 3 employees instead of like 5 or 10,000. And so you're already seeing this transition to kind of just share and distribute value on the blockchain, but way more
Mhm.
efficiently. And that's what's interesting about Hex. It's like replacing a blockchain CD, right? It's replicating a financial product.
Mhm.
And so I want to be a leader in bringing products to this space because I think that that's kind of where the future is. I think that regulations are annoying because they slow that innovation down. And unfortunately, probably the US won't lead the way. Probably another country that has more relaxed understanding of this, technology will lead the way, unfortunately. But that's sort of the world that we're in. And also, I think there are a lot of people that just want more options to be able to send and receive profits. So for this film, if you want to be a boomer and you want to wire money to me, that's fine. But I have a feeling that it's much easier to just do a send of USDC. So it is just also just practically makes things a lot easier.
Mhm.
Having some like based on just having boomers invest for all my like past films and waiting to receive checks and blah 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 blah.
Mhm.
It just sucks.
Well, welcome to the digital age. I mean, that's where I'll say it was almost a little fortuitous when you reached out because I mean, I've been griping about the utility in NFTs since I first got involved with several NFT marketplaces.
Yeah.
And that's how you know I'm not paid to shill, because there are 3 NFT places I talk about. None of them will ever get together in one chat with me to talk. They hate each other. And so yeah, no. Yeah, you know,
That's
not
funny.
much.
Yeah, that's when they know that their moat's in danger, like their competitive advantage, when they don't want to talk to each other.
Well, no, no.
I'm the opposite. I want to talk to as many people as possible because I know no one can do what I'm doing. No one has profitable movies that they're bringing to the blockchain. I just want to make more people aware of the opportunity. That's kind of what I'm trying to do.
Well, no, I joke a little bit too. Like, I mean, all of them independently are still very hands full building their projects and are welcome for the friendly competition. It's just,
Mm.
I think they've
for
still been,
a
I,
brawl, a battle
yeah,
royale
well, I
that
think
you
they've
can
still been a
host.
little close handed. They're like, yes, we want the competition. Don't spy at our cheat sheet. Don't spy at my cheat sheet. This is my test. Like, it's going to be better than yours. I mean, we'll compete nicely. Like, I mean, that's the play along air that's there. So I mean, it's friendly to a point. But yeah, being involved with them, I saw the utility of the actual marketplaces, but the whole time I'm like, yeah, but you're still selling crap. What are you gonna
Yeah,
do about
yeah, and
that?
and
And
I've ranted about this in my Telegram many times, where I try and look at all the other, not just on Pulse just any global movie NFT project. They all basically are like, oh, you can mint a character in the movie, and then you just sit there and you just pray for speculation, you pray for some idiot to just buy it for no reason, and I just think it's in total insanity. And
yeah,
I think it's just a wild model. And so I'm really trying to bring value to people that invest in my projects. I'm not trying to dump something worthless on them. I just think that that's totally unfair. And that's not how the industry works. And it's not giving a fair deal to crypto people, it's just taking advantage of them.
no, and that's where another thing that really excites me is this is not just another thing like, hey, I've got some DeFi, like the most 13th
Yeah.
dozen DeFi you've ever heard of. It's called whatever drip network, or like it's not just another of another of another. And okay, what's the reason it's worth value? Well, you can't fake it. Yeah, but you can't do that to Bitcoin either. Well, it runs faster. It's easier to trade. Okay, good. But why are people going to pick it? Because it's a monkey, man. It's ape. Whatever the reason is, no, it's like, all right. So, yeah, the speculation will happen. Yes, there's value there. And I can see that. And I love the way things are structured. But I'm like, it's missing that real world component where, oh, wait a minute. Well, here's a real world movie that people will have to use money to buy that will actually go revenue into the network as crypto. Bam, like actual value funneling into the network that's beyond just speculation and
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
volume trading. So I mean, that's what really amps me up. That was the little thing I said I wanted to talk about at the
Yeah.
beginning. Like,
The other interesting thing, too, is that I think that you'll probably, and not to like crap on like other I think it's cool that people are building other projects, but I
yeah.
do think that you'll notice that a lot of projects are sort of just cannibalizing money from people, and they're not really bringing new money in. The
Mhm.
plan for this project is that we use our funds, we make a profitable film, and then we bring that money into the ecosystem. So,
Mhm.
and also movies are kind of moonshotty and kind of like crypto in a way, which is what makes me excited about them. So, we cap the budget of our film to $750,000, and then there's a world where we sell it for 10 million, for 50 million.
Mhm.
There's a very scalable asset. And so if we have like an excited community and we make this thing go viral, like we can kind of moonshot this thing together, would be kind of my moon boy world. And then we bring that into the ecosystem along with like celebrity attachments and all this other sponsorships and all this really cool stuff. So
Nice.
I hope that people get as excited about it as I am.
Well, I'm definitely the more I'm finding out, the more excited I'm getting. Like I enjoyed the preview screener you sent me. Like that was actually a good part of my afternoon.
Yeah, you
And
should watch Mean Spirited. I sent you an early cut of it so you can watch the full movie. Actually, my
yeah.
director, he's like just finishing color of it, so it's a little rough. It's just slightly rough, so just the link will improve over time.
Okay. All right.
But that's the
No
link
ju-
that the film festivals are watching. The one I sent you.
Okay. Well, no, I knew when I saw the graphics, then I was like, hey, wait, I can do that. I knew it wasn't finished yet, but no, the acting, like, it's very interesting to watch. It really got me jazzed up because I'm like, okay, this really isn't just talk and speculation. Like, there is a full functioning script. There has been shots. There's actually like, wow, do I recognize that guy? I can't remember his name, but I know him. Like, I was like, okay, this is getting me a little excited. Of course, I know really funky out there films like Rubber from 2010, and everyone here's like, what? And they're going to Google. Have fun with that one tonight, folks. It's about a killer tire. Enjoy. Anyway, oh yeah. So let's do the question here. Let's assume, so because we're in such a PC world, that somehow you just may offend the sensibilities of one of your very snowflake investors that has no sense of humor, and they just want to drop your shares like a hot potato, or like DC's dropping Amber Hearst. So in that case, the question is, are they stuck with this portion because it is a dividend or revenue yielding NFT?
Right.
What's the fungibility of this non-fungible token? Can it be traded on any NFT marketplace so they can haggle, or is it just going to be a one and done, or is there going to be a weird buyback program? Yeah, given any thought to this?
So the answer is that we're still working on exactly how that'll work, because I have a Web3 lawyer who's working on it now, and there's a world where I accidentally create basically an illegal stock market if I make something that people can just trade and has cash flow and isn't regulated. And so what I'm looking at is there is a world where it has a soul bound component. There's a world where I take investors and I form them into a DAO, and maybe you can exit and enter membership. Or there's a world where you can appoint an executor wallet so you can redirect the profits to somewhere else, and maybe that's tradable. And so I'm working through all these different options and trying to find the most compliant way to be able to make it flexible. But it's probably the biggest thing I'm working on. But I think no matter what, the yield is going to be there. But I am trying to work on that bonus aspect, which is the fungibility. But the big thing too is that when you invest, you can write off your taxes right away in the year that we produce the production, which is in 2022, which is cool. So you'll get a K1 for my company. You can write it off your entire income. So it's pretty. I don't know any other project that will do that.
Yeah, no, that is an interesting part that we should deep dive into, the year cycles and the spending cycle, like everything that you have to do in that. But I do want to run through these questions before we deep dive that.
Yeah.
So let's just, we're almost done the main ones for the project here. So transitioning from films. To crypto, that's no problem, right? You got your Solidity. There we go. I can speak. Solidity for Dummies book, and you're going to single-handedly revolutionize this tech. No, this was, you've already talked about your devs a bit.
Yeah, well, I'll say that it's not a crazy implementation, because my goal is that I don't have a crazy amount of investors, but each NFT is going to be custom made by a developer. So I'm hoping that we get to like maybe 100 investors or something like that, and we custom each one. But yeah, the people have already done a similar use case, and my dev has specifically. So it's pretty simple, and I don't think I'd be a good, probably you don't want me making them, I guess.
No, all right. No, that is, I do find that as another interesting aspect of the project, is just how small it is. Like, you've actually got a cap that you're want to use for every movie. Like, you're not just after all the cash and investors that you can get your hands on. So I find that so interesting. Like, it's, I mean, yeah. Where's the greed component? Crypto greed? You're gonna do crypto without greed?
The problem is that I have a long-term vision for my project. So I want us to make a movie every year together. And so I don't want to just fleece everyone and leave and never come back, which is
sustainability. That's heresy. Heresy. No, I love it. I love it so much. All right. So the final question for the projects here. Now that we've given the viewers some ideas, basically about your project, How would you rate your production quality? And I had a few barbs here. So option A, like Paramount or Bad Robot Productions, or B, like a David Lynch movie, or C, maybe like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. If you've never seen it, go watch it. That's 2 hours you'll never get back. Option D, Evil Dead, the first cut Sam Raimi's college dough. And or option E, something, kind of what I'm kind of expecting is like Safety Not Guaranteed. It's a Sundance film with a bit of a middle budget, and I'm like, that's my personal guess here. But what are you?
Yeah,
What are
yeah.
you envisioning?
I was gonna say, but yeah, before you hinted at, I thought E made sense, especially since everything that we make has a comedy element to it.
Yeah.
So our first one was a mockumentary.
Mm-hmm.
The past two have been comedy horrors, and this one's gonna be crime comedy. So we're always trying to introduce humor into everything we make. So like
Nice.
me and Jeff, the director, we both did improv in college, and we're always trying to make each other laugh on set and stuff. If everyone's not laughing, we feel like it's a failure. And it's really funny when we're supposed to be quiet on set and it's like a funny scene, and you're just like, shut the heck up. Shut up. Don't laugh.
Nice. I would probably be a terrorist myself in those occasions. It's like, hey, yeah, you're gonna be doing fine on this scene. Doing fine. Don't mind me. Don't mind me watching. Just people left, right, and center. Yeah. So all right. No, that is awesome. Like I did actually see the production quality. And I was like, wow, this is good camera angles. This is well taken shots. Like, I mean, it's still in its editing
our
process,
DP of our last film, he came right from shooting for Lady Gaga, and he did our project as a favor, Mean Spirited, which is the most recent one. And he as soon as he did our film, he left to go do a commercial for like one weekend, and he got paid $50K for just that commercial, just for that weekend. So we were crazy lucky to have him, and he just did it because he loved the script, and he loved Mean Spirited, and he also this is a small audience, I'm sure it's fine. I mean, he's just the greatest guy ever. Like he took a pay cut to just pay his crew more. Like he was like, pay me half and give it to the unpaid PA who helped me, give it to my assistant camera person. And yeah, just like some of these people are just like so passionate and good people that like make this movie possible, and so like people like that, we're gonna partner with this guy forever. Like if we can afford him, he's so good.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And those are my favorite little tidbits, actually. Those like kind of small facts, like paying his team out of his own pocket. Like a fact I remember always about one of the first facts I remember about an actor, Sean Connery. You cannot pick up the bill with Sean Connery. You can ditch him at the table to go to the checkout, and by the time you get there, he's already there with the bill paid. You cannot do it. Like, that's a cool, fun fact. And like, oh my God. So yeah, no, I love facts like that. Man, you were.
I have lots of cool, fun facts. I was sued by the cops. I borrowed a neighbor's boat. I did. It goes on.
All right. Well, I look forward to getting to know them because, I mean, I'm having a lot of fun here. So I hope this is a repeat occurrence.
Yeah, I hope so. And I hope you're one of the first 30 people who invest and join us on set for Investor Day. And then you can actually be in the movie. So that's also a fun perk I'm trying to throw out there to kind of just incentivize people coming in early. I don't like the idea of like rates, like, oh, you get more equity for coming in early. I think that's like a little unfair structure.
See now, well, I guess I'll ask the details in the Telegram. Because that was one I will not forget that. So this is usually a segment. Cue the hate for the altcoins, but I think it's getting a little old because I think people have realized that's exactly what I'm doing. Every altcoin for Pulse Chain that I think brings value to Pulse Chain, I talk about. So I hope they're getting used to it, but this is basically my way of saying, okay, well, it's a trap. Now that the mods have muted you for complaining, we can get to the serious questions.
I love your show, man. Oh, so good. It's just like I just love that the effort that you put into like all this like curated content. It's so good.
I'm glad you enjoy it. Like I just sit there and I write out the best I can. Like really, I finally have a song for my show, which will be the outro, and credits go to Base God Double D for that one, and credits for like all my logos to Lank from howtopulse.com. And I do need some more icons. These are getting used into the ground.
I know Base Gun. I was talking to him the other day.
Oh yeah.
He wants some help advice on the revenue share, which is like he's trying to do with his music. You know, I think
Nice.
that we kind of want to try and do these sorts of things where you try and monetize some of these creative works.
Well, I haven't looked in too much to what he's doing. I just respect him as an artist, and like the
Yeah.
fact that he threw me together music, I'm like, well, yeah, he made that. You like it, go check him out. I haven't gotten around to looking into the crypto aspect of it yet. Yeah,
Smart.
little bit of promotion because I'm like, hey, I can say
Maybe
it's
I
good
need to
music.
make little short films of all the content creators I want to be on their show. Like,
Uh,
oh, so and so.
I don't know. Like, I have fun with this little interview template. It's fun for me to get various people on here. But
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, short videos. There's a lot of all sorts of little various things you can do these days, right? But I mean, I love the quality that you guys are doing. I'm not going to try and say change it, but let's go ahead and dive into some of the questions that we've ignored. We're up to about 10 viewers right now. I think we've been holding kind of steady, so that's not too bad in the middle of a bear market. I was watching Magic Carpet the other night, and he only had 30. So let's have a look here. Chris says, let's go. Then we've got Enrique Torres. Let's go. I'm number 3. Welcome,
You just
Enrique.
got.
Chris, let me send the link. Oh, I think that's one of your friends. Maybe getting the
I think they were
Telegram
gonna
there.
try. Yeah, send the Telegram.
All right, BTFD, text in.
They're
All
talking
right,
about another coin. I think that's trying to launch, which is
Flat Earth Underground. I love this. I have a Flat Earther viewer, and I have so openly mocked them, and he still keeps coming back. I love you, man. Love you. All right. All right, Atlanta Thick. I got it.
It's Alan Thick.
Alan Thick. All right, Alan Thick. Disgusting. Smash my head, smash my head. All right. Never selling. These are not questions, guys. I'm just doing shout outs right now. All right. Contractual obligations and etc. Okay, it's because
Is it big? Oh, this is a good question. Is it because of the tax write off rules that you have to spend all the money?
there we go.
So we have to. No, it's not. So I
Okay.
think what you're talking about have to spend all the money like on the film, not on me. We could
Mhm.
take the production fee and give you a tax loss for that. We're doing that because we're trying to basically build a long term film business and community together. We're not trying to take money, put it in our pockets, and make like a movie that we could have spent that fee on the movie for. And I think that that's just because that's the phase that we're in as filmmakers. We're on our fourth film. We're grinding. We want to make $5 million budget movies. We want to make $10 million budget movies. Our end goal isn't to take a big fee on a $1 million movie. That just makes no sense. Like our business model right now is to just give and give and give and hope we get to build bigger stuff where we can maybe take a little bit of something like when we're like established ourselves. But
Nice.
we do need to try and spend all of our money in fiscal year 2022. So we'll try and lock in all the post-production deals and so everything that the Mooch Film LLC spends in fiscal year 2022 will be passed on to the people participating in the tax loss program.
Nice. All right, there we go. And we are not financial advisors. This is not tax advice. No, I love
No,
it.
we're not. I'm just a tax enthusiast who loves to just share ideas.
Yes, yes, perfect. All right. Oh, basketball is cool, dude. Thank you, Winter Rose. All right. Bringing real world use cases for NFT tech. Yes, that is why I am definitely excited. All right. Mega rep. Not a JPEG related to a serial number project. No, it is not. No, it
Sorry
is
to tell
not.
you, please go elsewhere if you want.
Yes, if you're looking for a rock JPEG, you lose. I'm sorry I talk about those all the time, but only because I hate them, obviously. All right. Water under or sorry,
Waterworld
what?
underrated.
Oh, ooh, ooh, where's the ban button? Where's the ban button?
The ban button.
Why would her? No, no. I mean, I thought I liked it as a kid. I thought the same thing, and then it came to Netflix 6 months ago, and I'm like, oh, this will make a Saturday night, and those are 2 hours I'll never get back. Just I ruined a childhood memory, destroyed nostalgia, and wasted an evening all in one foul swoop. Netflix. Anyway, sorry. That's just my feelings on Waterworld.
Who
I'm a little
that
passionate
that
on it.
movie really hurt you. You
Yes,
need like therapy after watching
yes, a little bit, a little bit. It was just the acting was so bad. Oh my god. Um. All right, nailed it. All right, there we go. Uh, oh my god, and it continues. Maybe I shouldn't have brought up
You
Waterworld.
really hit the Waterworld hornet's nest.
Yeah, and we blame wet markets for Rona. Okay, true
Facts.
Oh, this chat's gone downhill. Oh, that's beautiful. All right, this man fired shots at Drip. Yes, I did.
Drip shots
Yes, I
fired.
did. Yes, it's okay. Sorry, let's talk about it for a moment. Shots fired. All right. Okay,
Oh
so
no, Alan, think what have you done?
why does Bitcoin survive? What is its base utility? It's really hard to fake. Okay. Hex is better Bitcoin. It's a DeFi. This is the only one that I like. It has a very low inflation amount. It doesn't tax your users. Its stickiness is based on getting you to just agree not to sell it, and it doesn't bake the environment. Now, even if some of the other DeFis can claim this, they love to go, but we're going to pay out massive amounts of inflation and it's okay because we're going to pay with it for taxes. So basically, all the money that goes in is all the money that can come out, and some of those taxes disappear in your pocket. And we're supposed to be happy that you're playing the shell game in front of us. Follow the queen, follow the queen, follow the queen. Oh, you didn't sell at the right time. Sorry. Yeah, am I going to take some shots fired at Drip?
Follow the
How are
queen.
there
Follow the queen.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. So that's out off my chest. Anyway, all right. Jordan Chase. So
That's
so
so
is this
funny.
a crypto crowdfunding movie project?
We can't use the word crowdfunding. It's not a crowdfunded project. You can join the Telegram and you can get to know us and you can decide to invest in it if you think it's a cool idea.
So as a friendly enthusiast, talking a hobby, you may be able to loosely get involved through Telegram kind of deal. It is not crowdfunding. That's one of those hot terms.
Crowdfunding is like, oh, I put it in the newspaper. There's a link. You can put your money right into it. This isn't that. You come, you get to know us. You can watch the pitch video. You ask us questions, and you can actually get to learn about the product before you decide whether it's a good fit for you.
And I guess you've actually got some discretion on whether or not you want to accept an investor or money from a person if they don't fit your kind of idea. I don't know. Is that even a thought or a consideration?
The key is that we have a relationship with them beforehand.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
Mean
Chef
Spirited.
Kiss.
Chef Kiss. Yeah, he's Alan Thicke seen the movie. Mean Spirited.
Nice.
Represent.
Yeah. Oh. All right. This jumped on
Alan
me.
Thicke's just explaining what I just explained.
All right.
Yeah, you get to this is an interesting point though. Movies are a lifetime asset, so that hopefully makes money forever and ever and ever.
Basically, no matter what, paying royalties or anytime it's viewed, it's technically some profit should be being made, right?
Yeah, especially if you don't overspend on your movie. I saw Cult DAO invested in this movie that has a $50 million budget, and they were like, and then I'm going to submit a proposal to them, and I was like, "What's your plan for getting your money back?" Like Lightyear's box office was 25 million, and you think this NFT movie thing is gonna sell for 50 million is just
Yeah.
breaks my brain. Now, what's the real moonshot? A movie capped at 750K that could sell for 10, 20 million, or a $50 million movie that you're like, you hope, you pray, you get on your hands and knees that it breaks even.
And not
Which
going to
it
be a
won't.
Waterworld. All right, perfect. I love the explanation. Offset tax list, Billy's, and you can also appear in the movie. And it's not a sacrifice though.
So yeah, it's technically not a sacrifice, though. You can use that lingo because that's common language. I don't think that gimmick will hold up in a court of law, by the way, guys. But sorry to say. But anyways, yeah, the investment period starts July 7th, and hopefully it's a shortish investor period. I hope that the demand exceeds the supply. That would be my dream.
Nice. That would be really awesome. That would be. I mean, that is the interesting kind of difference here, where I think you're going to get some more of the real hardcore enthusiasts in the bear market, and you're not going to have to worry about getting flood of like all the fluff and the people just going, "When you going to make me a Lambo, dude?"
Yeah, so I think that dude, Joe, I'm so glad you're here. Joe is the co-producer, and he called out the Monticello police. F
Okay.
you, they're the ones that sued us in Mean Spirited.
Oh,
Joe was with me on that lawsuit. Anyways,
what did they even sue you over?
we refused to be extorted by them. Is why, because we had a scene with cops, and we had to hire real cops for it, and then they, in their contract, they were like, yeah, this is $150 an hour, and then
What?
they didn't mention any minimums in their contract, but then they came, they were there for like a couple hours, and then we sent them back, and then they sent us a bill for like 48 hours or something, and then we're like, yeah, you weren't here for that long. And then Joe was funny. He was like, if I knew that we were paying them that much, I would have made them like do stuff on set. Like, I wouldn't have just sent them home. I would have made them like, yeah, move this over here, move this over there. Like, I'm not, So then they sent us this bill. We refused to pay it. They didn't negotiate, and then they sued us. And then
Wow.
I didn't want to travel all the way back, so we had to settle with them. But they were it's just like a power hungry, evil boomer cops.
Wow.
So
Oh, hell no.
Alan Thicke's annoyed because they really like Drip, and you were calling out Drip.
Okay.
Bruh.
All right. Bruh. Drip Maxi here.
Book me on your show. Drip Showdown.
Oh, okay. I guess I stepped in it here, having a personal opinion. Yeah, well, my Telegram, I'll mention it at the end. You can come rip me a new one on my Telegram, and then we'll figure out, we'll get friends on Telegram, and I'll get you on here to discuss Drip. But it's gonna be a hard sell to change my opinion. But follow the queen. All right. Who is this Atlanta Thick? Atlanta Thick, I've seen them in other chats before and around the community. They're not new, or like I've seen.
Alan Thicke is a legend. Alan Thicke is a legend.
Yeah, Alan Thicke is a legend, I think. Yeah, this is not the first run in. Thanks for tuning in, man. All right, so let's do a investment period. Find out in the Telegram. All right, so let's do that. We had just a few personal getting to know you questions, since you don't have to go yet, right?
No. I was gonna hop onto Corey's stream at 10:30, but so I got time.
So we still got a few minutes to pop through here.
Oh yeah, we got all the time in the world. We could watch, a little few movies together or something.
A few movies together. Yeah, it wouldn't be illegal piracy. We're just gonna watch The Matrix together.
Not my movies. Well, I'd be worried that the Chinese would steal it or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, they probably already stole it. They steal everything.
But honestly, it is kind of a concern. You have to just make sure that your stuff doesn't. My movies will be on torrents. Like, there's just nothing you can do.
All right. Well, let's do the get to know you. So, Were you born with a movie camera in your hand, or did you just see a Quentin Tarantino interview while he was high and think, if he can do it?
I feel bad because I totally stumbled into this world. So I work I worked as an analyst, and then
Mhm.
I went to Yale School of Management, and I went to business school, and been working in finance. And my best friend from college, Jeff Ryan, he wanted my advice on structuring this film production company and how to, like, fundraise and do all these things. And so I just got more and more involved. And so I feel bad. People are like, "Oh, you must be, like, born or obsessed with movies." And not to say I don't love movies and stuff, but I mainly, like, just love business. And
Mhm.
so I love, helping my friend achieve his dreams. And I think he's incredibly talented. And I think, hopefully other people start to learn that, and we all back him together.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
Jordan Chase, did you go to film school? No, and neither did Jeff, and neither did Joe, and neither should you if you actually want to make movies. You should actually try this: make movies. Even if it's $10,000 with your friends, I promise you, you'll learn more doing that than going to film school.
Yeah, yeah, I would actually back that up because, like, funny enough, I don't have much experience with this, but like, one of my friends used to work on Jim Henson sets, but he's a much older fella. I get like the old wives' tales from him. But I had another friend that loved low budget, and he and his friends got together to make this low rent show called the Block, like the Writer's Block. It was like the Kids in the Hall, if you're at all familiar with that low rent comedy. Um, it was like that, but even worse. But it was brilliant because, like, they just got together and they just threw the bits together, and like, I mean, it was so cheesy. It was almost like you had to mean to do that. Like, it was just something, like, it just kind of flowed. And like, funny enough, even though they were on paid for access cable, the cable company was like, wait, aren't you gonna do a season two? We want a season two. And so, like, that was pretty awesome. But yeah, like, a few of them toyed around with maybe being a writer, but like, they all had different backgrounds, and the most formal film education any of them had was my buddy, who was a projectionist for the local movie theater.
I mean, if you spend any time on set, you'll quickly realize that you can't learn this in a classroom. It's the most practical. It's the most practical career you can have. So it just doesn't make any sense. I think if you really want the best, quote, best education possible, is you need to do your best to get on the set of whoever really inspires you. It doesn't matter if you're
Mhm.
just doing, like, the worst job ever, but just really just getting on that set and learning how they
See how
do
it's done.
things in real life for films that you're trying to make. That's what you do. And then
Nice.
if you can't do that, you have to make your own films, and you need to get your own funding and do a project from start to finish and go through the whole process. And you'll learn a million times more and have a million times more fun than film school. Because a lot of people, they'll go to film school thinking that's sort of the route to make movies, and they'll come out of film school and they're like, yeah, and everyone wants to hire people with experience. I don't want to hire someone who just went to film school. I want to hire someone with set experience, because I don't want to have to just teach. We don't want to just teach everyone everything. We want someone who just knows what to do, because time is money, and we have a fixed schedule, and we
Mhm.
try and shoot our films in, like, just 3 weeks, and we maximize
Wow.
every single minute, and so you can't miss. And sometimes we have people that we have to let go after 2 days and just replace immediately. We had to do that
Wow.
in my last film. I won't say who they
So
are, but that's sort of what you have to do.
no, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you guys are trying to keep the budget down, the cost down, not just waste money. You've got to trim the fat, so to speak. So, all right. So yeah, growing up, what were your biggest influences or some of your strongest memories about growing up?
These questions are so interesting to me because I'm really not special. I don't have anything like cool influences or memories or whatever. I'm just very in the moment. I just have, like, a very, like, this is the thing I'm trying to do right this minute. But I saw this question. I'm like, dude, I have no idea. I mean, I just
No big
uh,
moments that shaped your
yeah, I
life?
just I just kind of Not really. I mean, maybe like just my life is just sort of like a series of tremendous success and just tremendous failures. Like while I filmed Mean Spirited, my
Mhm.
entire house burned down, and
Oh,
I was homeless for part of pre-production, and I've had
wow.
I dropped out of business school to work on to build this hedge fund like soon after that became
Mhm.
successful, and then started a film production company. You just never know what's going to happen. Um, so sometimes like just life really sucks, and then you just kind of just got to suck it up and just make the most of it. It
For
doesn't
sure.
matter, you got to focus on what you're trying to do.
For sure, man. For sure. I mean, I'll say, as I keep telling people, if you like last year, I didn't know what the difference between Bitcoin and Ethereum was. I didn't know there was a difference. So I didn't expect crypto to be such a big part of my life, wrapping around a year later. And here I am. And somehow I am a low rent social influencer. Yeah.
Hey,
So,
I believe in you.
no, I know a few
I
people
think
do.
you
Like,
keep putting effort into your production. It's
well,
just
yeah,
consistently.
I've got people that are willing to make graphics because they want to see more content, willing to help me make music. Somebody that got me like I should. It's the middle of summer. This is my excuse, so I'm saving the jacket for Pulse Chain. I wore it in one of my videos. I had to as soon as I got it, but it's like this big, thick aviator jacket for Top Gun. Like I've had a lot of support in the
Okay, dude,
channel.
why haven't you watched the new Top Gun? Why? It makes
Okay,
me sick.
I had
Okay,
been too.
it's in the title.
Okay.
All
So
right.
I had this line that I used ever so often before I actually knew we were in a recession, and I kept buying the bottom of Hex, and I was like, "Hey, look, I'm not saying ape in, but this is a bottom here, and I'm gonna spend what I would on dinner and a movie." And coincidentally, months later, with the market crashing, I'm like, "Well, that money's not coming back, and I don't have any movie and dinner money left." And so I've had to go out there and work double time to make up the powder in the keg again so I can afford to go to the movies. Dang recession. So yeah. I
Oh,
didn't do the best planning for it either, and I just haven't gotten around to seeing it yet. I will get out to the movie films. I am all paid up on my bills and my rent and everything. It's awesome. So sometime this month I will check out that film.
I'll Venmo you money to see this film. I don't care. I'll send it to your wallet address, man. You have to see, dude. If the Top Gun Hexadian doesn't see the new Top Gun, I don't know what's wrong with this world. So I think I'll send you $25 and you watch it, and then finally we can just get this done. And
All
then you
right,
have
so
and
I'm
then you
going to
have
see
and
Top Gun
okay,
this
yeah.
weekend.
So send me your Venmo, and then also you have to, and I'm not even kidding. And then also you have to listen to the DGA podcast on the making of that movie, because it is truly inspiring. The amount of
Nice.
effort they put into the practical effects. They spent $200 million on that movie, by the way.
Nice. I just want to
And
point out the irony. You come on to my channel asking for money and you leave paying for me go to the movies. I'm loving this.
yeah, my goal is that we have like a few whale investors to just carry us, man. It's like I'm not trying to
Yeah.
get dollars from everyone. I'll Venmo you. I don't
No.
care.
That's another thing I really liked about this one felt a little more chill because I'm like, there's really no push to shill on this one. Feels more like it's documenting for history. Like this is what you're about. This is what the idea is, and it'll be fun to look back at when it's like this is 2 years after the movie was made. This is how it
Actually,
all
can we pause
started.
1 second? I'm so
Oh,
embarrassed. Hold on.
no worries. Technical difficulties, they do occur. They do occur. All right. So no major influences. Life just kind of grabbed him as he goes. Not gonna make fun of him for being
Sorry, I got
mechanic.
a call from Corey, who's the next stream I'm on, and he's just making sure I'm good to go in 30 minutes. I was like, I'm good to go.
Okay. Well,
Um,
we're almost wrapping up here. We're halfway through the personal questions, and
oh
I
yeah,
only
I'll let
see
you ask
50 more
questions instead of
comments.
just ranting about
Well,
whatever we
no,
were ranting about.
it's good. Like this is the getting to know you. So I
Oh
mean, like,
right,
the
yeah.
questions are meant to stimulate the process, the creative juices, the interviewing stimuli. If you're already chit chatting, screw the questions. Anyway,
Oh,
no,
yeah, Chris. We're starting at. Sorry, I got to respond to this. Chris
okay.
is saying, "I'll sack to see him. I'll sack to him seeing Top Gun too." So we're launching a new project, guys. It's going live. I'm gonna
Get
spin up
Top
an
Gun to the
address. We're
movies.
gonna crowd fund. We're gonna work together, and we're gonna tokenize it, and we're gonna make it a huge pump and dump scam. And what it's gonna be is gonna be
Wait,
send Top Gun
okay,
Hexadian
wait.
to
If
Top Gun
if we're gonna
in
build a pump
in
and dump
August.
scam, if we're gonna build it, I'm okay with this, but I've put some actual thought into this. It's got to be called Flatline. If it's gonna launch on Pulse, I want it to be called the Pump and Dump Coin
Oh,
Flatline.
that's
I want its
hilarious,
ticker to be
actually.
flat. Oh my!
Funny. Yeah,
Oh
we'll
my!
start a Top Gun Hexadian sack. Just literally just $25 cap. Send them to the movie. Maybe we'll make it $50 like as a soft pool B, so you can bring a date. You know, if we're feeling extra generous, we'll launch it.
Pool B, does Top Gun deserve a date?
I'm so bullish on this, guys. He's gonna live stream the whole thing, and he's gonna put it exclusive on the Telegram, and we'll put in a bunch of taxes on it, like a tax token, like drip, and you can follow the Queen all the way to the Top Gun theater, man. I'm telling you, I think this is a Nobel Prize worthy token that we're building here together, right here,
Nice.
live on the stream for the lucky few. This
Go
is serious
Flatline.
alpha. This is serious alpha. serious alpha here, guys.
All right. So I think I can skip to the end of this. Young you would have thought you were a whack job at this point. No.
I'll tell you, Young Me wanted to do so Young Me wanted as a life goal to do the voices for animated characters, like in shows.
No
So
way.
I always I was amazed by the Jungle Book specifically and the voices behind the Jungle Book, and I always dreamed of doing the voices behind the Jungle Book. But yeah, what 15-year-old me probably was like a total loser, probably like all the 15-year-old people like in this chat, and and now I feel like I'm just feel really busy. That's it. I don't feel any sort of sense of like accomplishment or anything like that. I'm just like,
Right.
okay, how do we just build something cool here?
No. Okay. All right. So that's awesome. Man, you are fun to interview. I'm really having fun with this. All right. So moving along, we'll get through these. All right. What's been your most fond memory and greatest success in the film industry so far that you're getting into, since you've been a bartender you've talked about in one of the films?
Yeah, I think probably the greatest success in the film industry, like the touching moment that stood out to me is so I have neighbors, and we're friends, and they actually didn't know I had made a movie, and I invited them over to watch an early screening because I just wanted a blind reaction to Mean Spirited, like a cold reaction, and watching them just like absolutely love it in my living room of a movie I made was like the greatest feeling in the world. And so I think that moment was like, this is great. Like, I love making something that people love. I think it was a really, really cool moment. So I'd say that.
Nice. The satisfaction of bringing joy to others. Oh, you're so altruistic. Loving this. All right.
I just wanted. It made me feel like I might make money. If you want.
Yeah, there's the greed element. People can understand that. There, you're human again. All right.
Like, ooh, we're on to something here.
Ooh, yeah. All right. Oh, and I've got a bonus one I'm going to hit you with. That's where
hit me with anything, man. You could hit me with just anything.
Okay, well, before I forget it then, so since you brought up like you were all about possibly doing voices for anime.
Animated shows, not like anime.
Mervin the Merchant here, saying, I'm going to de-animize you if you don't give me your best impersonation.
No,
you must
dude,
have one or two.
Do this. No, dude. No, don't make me do this. I'll literally just walk off screen.
Oh, all right, all right. Wow, you get embarrassed.
I
We found our
I,
shy point. Don't
I
make
do
me do this.
terrible. I do terrible voice impressions. Best I can do is like a fake BBC broadcaster. It's like the only thing I can do.
All
This is
right.
like I'll try and do it. It's like, this is Jeremy Watson reporting live from Afghanistan. They kind of talk like that.
Nice. Okay. No, that's cool.
It's
I
terrible.
I used to butcher it all the time. This week on the lifestyles. I'm screwing it up right now. I still sound like Marvin the Martian trying to do lifestyles of the rich and famous. Oh
I
well.
mean, part of what amazed me about it is the fact that I could just never do that ever. Just stuff that's like unattainable. The unattainable is what made it so intriguing to me probably as a kid. I just don't have the gift. Maybe I would have the gift if I could spend like a ton of time just talking to myself like a crazy person.
It does only take a little bit of time talking in elevators and showers while no one listening. You practice very well. It come together, I tell you. I wasn't good at voices when I was young. It took a lot of practice.
Yeah, I can't even fake it anymore. I used to have a real British accent. I am a dual citizen. I'm from the UK, but I can't even fake it anymore. That's how bad I am at accents. I can't even fake the accent I used to have.
You can't even go home. You can't even go home again.
I go home. My family members reject me. My British family members reject me like a bird that doesn't smell right to their mom or whatever. Just totally just thrown out the nest.
Oh my. I'm sorry about your luck. I'm sorry about that. I mean, I can sympathize just a little bit. Because there is something about doing a voice for so long. Like, it takes a lot of practice to do these, and sometimes I over practice, and it's like I forget my own voice, and I'm trying to sound normal as I go and engage in my day-to-day functions, and it's like, hello, I'm trying to be normal and buy milk, but I still sound like the Russian spy coming. I need the milk. The KGB is after me. So anyway.
I mean, God bless you for putting in the effort into those. I think you should continue on this path. I think it's not for me. I think I need to find other things I need to do, but I do appreciate I love a good. I think that the whole funny accent thing, there needs to be a revival. We could work together. We could sacrifice to that. Maybe we can do another token.
Oh, yes, I think this is very possible, but I should be very careful about what voices I do, because I do quite a bit. But the thing about them is they were always just a hobby, surprisingly enough. Even this one could be very good at getting me laid. Getting the ladies to laugh is a wonderful gift. So you just get out there and you haggle like, oh, come on, you want to go home with me. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's not zero. Come on, you want to. And it's hobbies. Anyway,
I'll try that one next time at the bar. We'll see what happens.
See if it works.
I have a feeling I'll get a drink thrown in my face, but that's just my guess.
All right, so we're getting near the end here. So since you've gotten into films and you've got a bit of a passion for it, even though you started from accounting, jumping over.
I didn't do accounting. Are you kidding me?
I was an accountant. Okay, there's nothing wrong with being an accountant.
I didn't go to business school to become an accountant.
Neither did I really. Anyway, but what are your
not
top
that there's
10
anything wrong with that? It's just not what I did.
It's boring. It is horribly boring. I regretted it as soon as I did it. But anyways, what are your top 10 movie picks of all time?
Yeah, sure. So the number one pick is Mean Spirited for no reason.
Nice. For no reason.
No, number two. I was just thinking about this list. So I'll just run through them. So Sleuth from 1972.
Okay.
If you haven't seen it, watch it. Don't watch the most recent one. That movie has got like the greatest twist of all time in it. I just keep thinking about it. I just watched that recently.
All right.
I love The Exorcist. I listened to the podcast on the making of The Exorcist. It's a fascinating film to hear how it was made as well as watching it. Mm-hmm. And then The Thing, which is a funny, we meme about it in our Telegram chats, but that movie is amazing. You didn't hear it from me, but there is a world where I may have watched that on shrooms and may have had experiences. But I could also be lying, FYI. So
okay,
legal people out there. Uh,
Yeah,
and then
allegedly.
the Big Lebowski is awesome,
Nice.
and this sort of like kind of like Mooch, which
Do the
is coming
buys.
out, soon, hopefully. The Prestige, Christopher
Oh,
Nolan, love
I
that
love
movie.
that one.
Seven, which has an awesome twist.
What's in the box?
So good. And then I love Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Something about that movie I just absolutely adore. It's that Quentin Tarantino movie with like Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio, and it's like about them making movies. And I think I just like the making movies aspect of it and the true
I don't think
story.
I've seen that one. I'm gonna have to put that on my watch list.
Watch it. It's like
Nice.
when I have a new girl I'm dating, I always make her watch that movie. She hasn't seen.
That's the date one, eh? Instead of the voice you got once upon a time in
it's just an
Hollywood.
excuse to rewatch it again when you're like dating someone who hasn't seen a movie before. But it's like one that I keep going back to.
Okay.
It's a good litmus test. If they like that movie, that they might stay around. And then The Disaster Artist, another one kind of like about making movies. Please tell me you've seen that one.
The Disaster Artist.
It's about the making of The Room.
I don't think I have. I haven't. The Disaster Artist.
We just increased the sack. Okay, guys, we gotta up the sack from $50 to $100.
3 movies.
All right, guys, we got to up the sacrifice for the Top Gun Hexadian education token from $50 to $100, and we're going to include The Disaster Artist in there and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood for your rental fee.
That is cute, because I have said before that although my chat is called Top Gun Crypto School, it's not a school for you guys. It's a school for me. This is all about my crypto education. This is where I get to haul people on my channel and grill them so I learn more about crypto. And I get to have my little Telegram chat full of brainiacs, and everyone's like, "You're so smart with the maths." Like, yeah, let me drain your juicy brains. So yeah, this is the education token, flatline, Top Gun's education token.
I see Everett. He's like, what was the date movie? For my date movie, I'll be like, oh, check out this movie, Mean Spirited, and then I'm in it as the bartender, and then the girls are like, ah! And then I'm like, I made it. It's easy pickings.
Nice.
And then the last one is Mad Max. Again, like practical effects were just unreal. And also, you should watch the behind-the-scenes documentary of Mad Max on YouTube. It's like just 30 minutes, and they show how they make all the practical effects of that film. And also, if you're into film, you should watch the behind-the-scenes documentary made on The Social Network. I didn't mention that movie, but that's a really good movie.
I love The Social Network too.
Seeing David Fincher make the Social Network it makes your head spin. He does like 60 takes for every scene.
Oh, wow.
Like again. And he wants the person to be just completely natural for like the scene. So they run it again. Our movies, we don't have time for that. We're like two takes, get it done.
More like the BBC. We don't have film to waste on this.
F it, do it live. We're like,
yeah.
O'Reilly.
Just the one go take. Live. That's it.
Okay, right. I gotta answer your last question.
All right.
Go.
All right.
Okay. So one of my ex-girlfriends, they always pitch me movies, man. But so this one pitched me. She was like, okay, what if the rich people live in like a space moon thing, and then the poor people live on like a planet, and it can kind of be like a wealth inequality thing, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, you mean the plot to Elysium? And then she's like, oh. And I'm like, also that movie would cost me $100 million to make. Are you going to fund that? So it's like, one, she didn't even bother to look up if there's another movie like that. That's exactly like that. And then two, she pitched me a movie that costs $100 million. And I'm like, have you seen my house? Do you think I'm going to make $100 million movie that you pitched to me? And it just felt so disconnected from reality. So that's my like pet peeve with like quote movie pitches, where you're like, because I live in the world of reality. Like I actually need to make the movie. So, work with me. Work with me here.
Nice. See, that's where like now I always have fun with this title because I'm such a movie buff. Like there was a while where I'd go and I'd watch anything, like literally anything, because I'm like, I've seen it all. I need something new. I'm an addict here. Get me a new movie. And so that's where, yeah, I found my way around to this movie named Rubber, and I'm bringing it up again because like the way you're joking around, no reason. One of the main points that starts that movie is they say this is a movie that is an homage to no reason. Why, you know, and it's just funny the speech that goes on, and like you even dare ask, why is there a killer tire? No reason. Like, and the film is so low budget but so perfect. Like it's so cheeseball. I'm
Do you
sure
know
you'll
what's a
enjoy it.
good low budget movie? Is the movie Creep with Mark Duplass. So definitely watch
Oh
that if you want
yeah,
like kind of like a, and that's sort of like a found footage type thing, and that's
yeah.
sort of like a crazy moonshot film because they didn't make it for barely any money, but it made huge money in the box
Oh
office.
yeah.
So that's sort of the moonshot. It's right. You keep your budget low
Mm.
and you try and moonshot it. That's and it's kind of like crypto too. Like you want to get in at low market cap, and then you want the crazy market cap later to dump on everyone. You
Yeah. All
know,
right. No.
that's just reality.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. It is. I mean, everybody wants those huge great gains, but I do love the fact that you've got a traditional finance education like myself. Even though you don't like accountants,
I
but
like accountants. I'm just not an accountant. I pay people to do that because I don't know how to do it. I did take accounting. I did take accounting 1 and 2 in business school, and so I know that
yeah,
assets equals liability plus equity, and I do the QuickBooks, blah blah blah. But I still need an accountant to do all this stuff.
yeah. All those nice fun basics. But no, I like the fact that how much you've thought you've given to sustainability for future growth of the project, for where this is all heading, and I mean, I love it. We've talked about a lot of this, but are there any big, huge, wild dreams you have for the future of this project, or anything to do with this that
Yeah,
we haven't really covered?
I'll share my big dream. So,
Okay.
my big dream is that people like Mooch and people that makes a big splash. But my dream is that we build kind of the world's greatest decentralized film studio, and that we have a really cool DAO that backs really great filmmakers making great projects that Hollywood gatekeepers constantly ignore for all of these litany of reasons. And I think we can make a lot of great movies together over the long term, and we could bring it to the pulse chain ecosystem, and we can kind of keep building all these projects together and never pay taxes together. That's kind of my dream, is that we kind of build an empire that just can't be ignored, uh, and that we continue to make bigger movies that make more money, and bigger movies that make more money, and bigger movies, and we kind of all do it together, and we kind of grow really big. That's kind of my Moon Boy dream, but it starts with this movie. So if you like all that stuff, this movie needs to be a success too. So you should join the Telegram t.me/Mooch movie, and get to know us, and tell all your friends about it, and get them to put their house money in. Just kidding.
And there's my socials as well, so you can always find me on Telegram and ask him more as well to join you into Telegram or t.me slash mooch film.
Mooch movie.
Mooch movie.
MOOCHMOVIE.
All right. Perfect. So that's the socials. This has, I think, been a pretty good interview. You've got about 12 minutes left to get to the next one.
To go
So
to the bathroom.
yeah, to go to the bathroom, basically. I'll just give you one last chance. Is there anything you wanted to irk in before I go to the closing song by Bass God?
I think, dude, I'm grateful that you had me on, and I'm really glad we had this conversation, and thankful to everyone who tuned in, and maybe people will find the stream later. But yeah, it's cool to just be able to talk about this sort of stuff and share ideas with you guys. So thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for being on. Thanks for prompting me to do this. It had been a while since I'd done a live stream, so it was nice to get
I
me
love
on
it, man. I'm
again.
glad I pulled you out of the cobwebs, shook the cobwebs off. Get ready to go. Yeah, the world's ready now.
Ooh.
The
All
world
right.
needs Top Gun Hexadian. Who's seen Top Gun? That's what
I will go see it this weekend. I will go see it this weekend. All right.
I'll hold you to it.
All right. Thanks, man. And until next time, folks, take it easy and stay frosty. Oops, wrong button. Ha ha ha. I know what I'm doing. I got a good one for you. Top Gun here with you. We gotta learn to earn.
Base God on the blockchain.
Gotta learn to earn. Gotta learn to earn. Learn. Fun with numbers, folks. Numbers, folks. Fun with numbers, folks. Let's do some math. Swing trade and get you wrecked. Don't do it. Swing trade and get you wrecked. Don't do it. Gotta learn to earn. Learn to earn. Gotta learn to earn. Let's check the crystal ball. Crystal ball. Let's check the crystal ball. Crystal ball. I am not a financial advisor, but here's how I'm gonna burn my money. Burn my money. Burn my money. I am not a financial advisor. I